What is up, folks? This is Johnny B and Q Jividan, and today we have our very first episode of my Big Talk series where I interview people around the world. And a great first guest to kick off the show is an international film superstar you all know and love. His name's Brad Pitt. Some of you guys may have guessed it. And Brad, it's great to have you here. It's great for you to be on the show. It's a very big honor for you to be our very first guest on the show. Don't you think?
I got to add this to my Tinder profile.
Yeah. You probably should there, Brad. Now, Brad, you were telling me a story before we started rolling about how when you were a child, you used to be heavily involved in the cartel's drug business. So I thought, go ahead and tell me a little bit about the story of the guy you turned on the guy and turned him into the authorities.
Down to this private resort down like 2 hours outside Puerto Vallarta in Mexico on the coast, and literally nothing else around, pitch black, and we did it. We did exactly that. We had set him up. And they actually drove off with him. They put him in handcuffs. It was one of my best performances, by the way, ever.
That's great, Brad. Now, tell me a little bit about your very first experience, selling drugs. Just tell me a little bit about that experience, if you don't mind.
Ran home afterwards. Well, I was pretty excited. Titillated as fourth graders get. It was kind of planned. It was kind of set up. Okay, we're going to meet here and we're going to do this. The anticipation was a bit nerve-wracking. Got there, did the deal, and somehow I just remember running home. It was just too much.
Yeah, I hear you, Brad. So what really made you want to get started, I guess?
Because I'm addicted.
Oh, wow. That definitely makes sense. So, Brad, that's a little bit about your past. Why don't you tell me a little bit about what your kind of future plans are? Maybe other than acting, of course.
Now I kind of see dance as my future, so trying to catch up. I'll be throwing shit out of joint and dislocating things, but yeah, I don't know. I see more dance in my future.
Well, Brad, I for one would love to see something like that. I think that'd be really great. But let's get serious here for a second. Why don't you tell the folks something about your early start in acting or something like that? Give me something like that, Brad, if you don't care.
The first TV thing was either Dallas or 30-something, where I had one line, which was yes or it was no. But that was enough, because you had to get your SAG card. I was an extra for a year and a half, and the big talk was how to get a SAG card. You had to have your SAG card to get a speaking part. But to get a SAG card, you had a speaking part. So it was this catch-22.
Yep,
so I was an extra. I was extra in a Charlie Sheen film. It was night shoots. I was, by the way, thrilled to be on sets. And they grabbed me to be like the waiter. It was a big dinner scene at a restaurant, and they had me pour the champagne in the glasses, and I thought, I'm going to try to get a line in. And so I poured one, I poured like maybe it was Charlie's, I don't know, and then another actor's, and then I got to this actress at the end, and I poured her drink, and then I looked at her and I said, would you like anything else? She looked at me and went, yeah, the first AD goes, cut. And he came over to me and said, you do that again, you're off the set. And I was like, oh man. So somehow I eventually got it. I'm not sure how. I don't remember how I got the card.
Yeah, that's a very interesting point there, Brad. Now we were talking about your kids a little bit before the show. So, how are they doing, Brad?
My kid pooped in the shower the other day.
Yeah, that is something they will do on occasion there, Brad. Brad, I want to pivot a little bit and ask you about, I know your new best friend Tom Segura, of course, a very famous, funny comedian. Of course, he's also famously cousins of former Phillies player John Segura, but he's a very funny guy. But have you ever met his other friend named Bart Chrysler? He's another very funny guy, and I like him. So what do you think about him? Because I like him.
No, you don't. Nobody likes him.
Well, I gotta say that's harsh, Brad, but also very true, very, very true. So, Brad, being a famous actor for as long as you have, what would you boil down to the one thing that makes you want to kind of, I guess, continue acting?
I need more money.
Okay, well, I can certainly understand that, Brad. Now, if you could give people just one piece of advice, just one kind of phrase to kind of live their life by and kind of give them a direction, what exactly would that be, do you think?
Don't cry in front of the Mexicans.
That's profound stuff, Brad. I definitely would have never thought about that, but if you say so, it makes sense to me. So, Brad, if you were to give me just a taste of your day-to-day life, what would that kind of look like, do you think?
I slept well, no bad dreams. I am active and engaged. I'm aware of my surroundings and those in my immediate sphere. I'm attentive.
Okay, is
I'm
that
focused on the essential to the exclusion of all else.
Okay, so are you done this time, or are you gonna keep going? That was all you had? All right, well, I'm gonna say that went right
I'm
over.
unsure of
Oh,
the
nope, going
future,
back.
but I'm not concerned.
You tearing up right now?
I will rely on those closest to me.
What are you talking about?
And I will share their burdens.
I just asked you what you do day to day. Like, what are your hobbies? What kind of activities you get up to?
As they share mine.
And I really don't understand where this is going, Brad.
I will live and love. Submit.
Okay, so you are done now. All right, well, I think I can speak for everyone when I could say that was a little bit weird. But, hey, more power to you, Brad. That sounds, it sounded weird, but good for you all the same. Yeah. Well, Brad, I know you didn't have a whole lot of time to talk here today, but I thank you for, taking the little time you did have, to speak with me for the first episode of my show. What are you going to get up to the rest of the day there, Brad?
I am on my way to Mars. We answered a Mayday call and ended in tragedy. We lost the captain. Well, that's it. I mean, we go to work, we do our jobs, and then it's over. We're here and then we're gone.
Yep, that's a fact, Brad. But yeah, again, thanks for coming out. Do you wanna buy some of my merch?
Shut up!
All right, fair enough. Brad, before you go, how about you send us off with inspirational speech or quote or something like that.
I see all this potential. I see squandered. God damn it, an entire generation pumping gas, waiting tables, slaves with white collars. Advertising has us chasing cars and clothes, working jobs we hate so we can buy shit we don't need.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop you right there, Brad. This is just one of your speeches from Fight Club, correct? No, I mean it's cool. Continue. Just making sure is all.
We're the middle children of history, man. No purpose or place. We have Depression? Our Great War is a spiritual war. Our Great Depression is our lives.
Oh, that was a pretty good one, Brad. I'm not going to lie.
We've all been raised on television to believe that one day we'd all be millionaires and movie gods and rock stars. But we won't. We're slowly learning that fact. We're very, very pissed off.
That was a good one, Brad. So yeah, that's it for our episode today, folks. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. We got a whole bunch of new guests lined up for this show next week. So make sure to tune in for that. See what we get next week. Thanks for tuning in. And life rips.